All right, welcome
Close as it's gonna
through
get,
the looking
guys.
glass. Today we've got our first ever guests. Do you guys care if we use full names or nicknames? Should I
Yeah,
ask you
man.
that first?
You don't even know my middle name. What's my middle name? Oh man,
tell you that, man.
Can't,
Couldn't
can't use
tell
my
you
full
that.
name. Y'all can't use my full name, huh?
They call me Bricks.
So, the gentlemen we have here are running something local here called the Wicked Realm Film Festival, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So, if you guys want to give a quick introduction on yourselves, that'd be great. Let the audience know who they're watching today.
Yeah, I'm Chris Chichester.
Yeah, and when you were gonna touch that button, I was really hoping for like a horror sound effect. We're here talking about the Wicked Realm.
Yeah,
Maybe,
sadly, I
Maybe
don't have
next
that.
time, further in the future.
Maybe next
but
time. I recommend sound effects.
Bro, this
it in
isn't
post.
public access radio. It's podcast, all right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast story hour.
We don't
know,
do the sirens.
We'll see how everything turns out in about a year, where we end up being, and of course, if you guys ever feel like coming back, be happy to have you. Of course.
Maybe an air horn next time.
No air
Wah,
horns.
wah.
It's just,
We're actually not big fans of like you've seen where they have the little soundboard. The guy says, "Oh, hold on, boom," and then does a little stupid noise. Nah, screw that.
Yeah, I'm
Not
not
into
the
it.
biggest
I don't need
fan
a
of that.
soundboard to make a stupid noise.
That's
Got our
very
mouth for
true.
that. All right, so the first thing I wanted to ask you guys was, how exactly did you guys get started in making films? Like, what piqued your interest in starting to do little films, such as some of the horror films you guys have done at the Wicked Realm Film Festival, No Soliciting?
The first film was a horror movie. It was called The Kingsbury Nightmare. And I was graduating college, and I just came up with, like, I wanted to use the degree towards something. And so we already had the camera for commercial purposes. And I knew the owner of the Kingsbury Cemetery Haunted House, and that was like an awesome resource to use. So I wrote a script for that, and it was the shittiest movie you've ever seen or not seen. We've even taken it off the internet. But
I
it was,
mean, isn't that how it always starts? You know,
Well, that's
At
how it
the
started.
beginning, it's rough, but nothing's ever perfect in the beginning. Just like ours, it's we're gonna look back a year from now and say, "Damn, it's really evolved."
Are you really an artist if you haven't cringed at your old work?
Correct.
and then after that, Mike started writing No Soliciting and comedies.
Yeah, so we started doing that. We've pretty much been screwing off and filming since we were kids.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, we went through the backyard wrestling, we did the tag team wrestling, and then we started filming skits. And he made the movie, and it kind of just opened things up, where we were able to start and complete some projects that was a lot cheaper than the other projects we were doing. So it was pretty cool. And then when I got hurt wrestling, and during that time is when I wrote while I was laid up in bed is when I wrote the first script for the first Wicked Realm. And then it kind of jumped off over that. So we had all this free time because we weren't wrestling at that time, and we started writing scripts and filming stuff.
Okay. So, when you said you and him have been fucking around with doing little scripts and filming for a long time, question I wanted to ask, how long have you guys been friends, would you say?
High school, so
Yeah, it was his freshman year in high school is when we met.
was it freshman year?
It was your
Okay.
freshman year. Yep, he was backyard wrestling with a buddy, and I was backyard wrestling with a buddy, and we kind of just met up and started backyard wrestling together. But
So
yeah,
like 2002 or 1?
2000. I graduated in 04, so yeah, 2001. Yeah,
That's pretty
2001.
dope.
So
So we're 22 years.
side question to that, how long was it after that Born to Wrestle was born?
Born to Wrestle is actually really recent, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
when we were kids, we wrestled, but we wrestled backyard. We wrestled each other, and then when we went up through the professionals, we trained together and we just wrestled each other. For whatever reason, he was a natural good guy. People liked to cheer him, and for whatever reason, I was a natural bad guy, and people enjoyed booing me.
I'm not gonna lie, you do make a pretty good heel.
I appreciate
I've
that.
seen your work. So.
So what's Born to Wrestle? What's that?
Born to Wrestle is our tag team. So
Oh, okay.
it's
okay.
Chichester, and
Johnny Cadillac.
there you go.
Yeah. So Born to Wrestle came out of we stopped wrestling for a while, at least on the level that we were when we were younger, and then we decided to kind of kick it back up and tag team, and then we could travel together. We could enjoy the it's very similar camaraderie to when we were kids, fucking doing it. We were able to just fucking hit the road and do it together. Because it's a lot of traveling. We're going from like Hokie, Pennsylvania town to Hokie, Pennsylvania town, and that sort of thing. So it's cool to be able to, travel with your bro or whatever, and we're able just to do that and have fun and fuck off. And we made a hell of a run at it. We ended up with tag titles from all over. I mean, at one time we had 6 tag titles from different companies
I remember
at once.
seeing that on
And
Facebook.
we got
a
the
couple years ago.
pictures. Those pictures will rep
pretty
forever
awesome.
of us holding up all them belts. So we were super killing it till I got injured. And then that's what happens. That's the
But I
reps.
mean, one door closed, but it opened up another one for you guys. So now you're doing the film festival, and this seems like this is going to be pretty awesome. It's all like horror film skits and everything like that.
Yeah, we were going to do the film festival either way, actually. But, like, I was trying to get, like, the same thing that we had been doing, which is more of like a hobby. We ran a couple film festivals one night, very small, very local. Once Mike was hurt, he's like, "No, we're gonna do 4 nights. we're gonna film like 5 movies." And I'm like, "What?" And he just, we started.
Well, that's
Going hard
that's
that-
awesome though.
Yeah, all that free time opens up, and you just got like, all right, what are you gonna do now?
Gotta
you
do
you got to
something.
do something.
Can't
fucking
do
something.
nothing.
You can't do
Can't do
nothing. Nobody's
nothing.
gonna fucking lay here. You know what I mean, or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
So it's
So-
like you gotta do something.
What day is this going to be? You want to give out some shout
Yeah,
outs
so-
or promotions
so-
and everything like that?
So every Friday in October, at the Allen Horse Sense, which is 116 Breezeport Road, all Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Each night's going to be totally different. Different films. Again, films from all over the world. We got films from Europe, Middle East, all over North America and such. Huge array of films. So whether you like the campy horror, or like the comedy horror, or like the brutal horror, or just like more suspense or true crime, or sci-fi or aliens or whatever that just might be creepy as shit. We got that.
That's pretty awesome.
and it's
That's
all original.
every Friday. So how big do you guys think Friday 13th is going to be for you?
Hopefully, really big.
That's the
'Cause
day
I
I took
mean,
off to
that's-
go.
Yeah.
That's what, one every 7 years.
Yeah, I
So,
know. I know it's like a
know?
holiday. It worked out good for the hockey mask, so we're hoping it works out good for us.
Right. And what's admission price and everything? What's up with that?
Tickets are $15 each.
Okay.
We are selling combo packs though, so you can buy a season pass, get all 4 nights for just $40.
Okay. Where would we get them?
Yeah, you can go to wicked-realm.com.
Wicked-realm.com.
Yep.
All right.
It's going to have everything. It's going to have all the movie posters, the trailers for all the movies pretty much, all the posters for all the movies, director information. I mean, the website itself is dope because you could probably spend 20, 30 minutes just watching original content of all the different trailers and all the different stuff that we have, behind the scene footage and stuff like that from all the movies. All the directors were cool enough to send a lot of their work and a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, so that way we could kind of offer it on the website so people kind of pick which night sounds the coolest, or maybe, save some money and get all
Well, I
all
really
all
don't
four
think
nights.
Well,
anything beats Friday 13th.
Friday 13th is going to be a good one.
That's
We'll definitely get
iconic.
the link for that put in the description of this video.
Yeah,
so
for
if
sure.
anybody's watching, they can go click on that and check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday the 13th is going to be bloody. But the cool thing is we've balanced it pretty well. So each night has a little bit of everything. Each night has a little bit of gore, a little bit of sci-fi. There's a foreign film on each night. And then there's also a local.
International.
Oh, I'm sorry.
International Film Festival night.
I didn't sign that form. I don't feel comfortable with me saying foreign. I meant international.
Don't worry, it's only going to be on the internet forever.
Nice.
But there's a lot of local entries too. So not just obviously we got Gangster Octopus. That's our film crew. We've got 4 or is it 5 films?
Yeah,
Now, who's
so
all,
so
who's
we
all
yeah,
on that film crew? if you
yeah,
know?
so Gangster Octopus, the local team, that's us pushing a lot of it. My wife Angelina, she kills it with the gore effects, and it's a really cool deal. We have Adam helping out with camera and stuff like that, part of the crew. I mean, it's a really cool thing. It's really cool because we've all been able to see each other grow. You know what I mean? The writings get better, the acting gets better. The first time we did a project, everyone's just like kind of looking at the camera while they're acting, and it's like this huge mess, like we was talking about. But as everyone kind of develops together, people start developing like real fucking talent. And it's also been a really cool thing because we did local entries for free, so anyone with a local film just entered and they get to have their stuff play on the big screen. So we got a lot of cool local films that have nothing to do with us. We didn't write it, we didn't film it, nothing, but we got these other artists out there who did that. So we're able to represent them as well, which is a pretty sick deal. And it's pretty cool because it's nice to be able to have an opportunity to have your stuff aired or displayed. And we've always been kind of big on trying to get as many artists involved as possible on a lot of these projects.
So, how many films did you guys get submitted to you this year?
Submitted.
Well, we accepted
Ooh.
30.
Yeah, I think the final count is 30. It might be 29 because one's on the fence.
But hold on, why is that one on the fence?
Because it might not be edited in time. I mean, it plays this Friday. I won't say any names.
Yeah, but his brother's got a real problem.
Oh, shit.
So, how long did it take you guys to go through all of the entries this year and decide which ones were going to make it in and which ones weren't?
So, since Russ brought it up, I was going to mention that we did have to reject some films.
Yeah,
I
totally.
mean, there was a couple that were either like too disturbing or too weird or just like uncomfortable. Like, that's not what we want, you know?
Yeah, like, so kids can come, right? Kids can come to this. There's no, like, nudity. There's no real overtly sexual comments. There's a little bit of swearing, and there's a bunch of fake blood. You know what I mean? So if you're cool with your kids watching a little bit of murder, it's totally cool. You know, my kids were there when we filmed this stuff, so it's like really, it's a non-issue unless you're sensitive to murder, gore, and stuff like
Right.
that. But as far as like, you know, there's nothing super bad in it.
Plus, not to bash on anybody's talent or anything like that, but it's not like I don't expect anybody in this film festival to have $40 billion worth of CGI effects to be able to make it look real.
Well, you
So-
don't even
You would be surprised,
Yeah,
bro.
and you-
Oh, well, I will be surprised when I come.
yeah,
So.
you know, the quality of these films is pretty sick, and
Really?
if you come check out night one, you're gonna want to see the other nights because we were amazed. So we started getting these entries, and we're like, oh, you know, some of this is cool, and then we got like a few along the way. These absolute like Hollywood style gems. They're just short. They're by
Really?
these like real straight up, real deal up and coming directors, and they had a budget. They clearly had a nice ass budget. There's whole teams of 20 people working on this film, and like, you know, multiple light people.
Oh,
you know,
so
like,
this isn't just like your backyard green screen,
Not
somebody
even
with
close.
a
Yeah.
rubber knife just.
yeah, not even close.
Okay,
Some of
so
the
this
stuff
is
you guys
legit.
yeah,
This is legit.
some of the stuff is more quality than some. I mean, it's super quality stuff. Everyone's that's going to see it. Even versus last year, I thought last year we did a great job. This year though, it blows it away. And
That's awesome.
And it was an impressive process for us to get linked up with a process called Film Freeway, and they essentially have a link with directors from all over the world, and we just share, and it was really impressive to be able to see some of these damn films, be like, oh shit, this is about to be at our film fest.
So, is that where you got the attention of some of these filmmakers? Was that Film Freeway you were talking about just a second ago?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a network. It's like a social media network. The way that it runs is you really have to actually invest money for your films to be seen. So it's kind of an interesting
That's
process.
just like everything you got to invest.
Right,
so.
right.
Which is cool
So you
though, is that's
guys-
almost a filtering process.
Right.
Because if you're
Right.
willing to pay that much money to get your stuff advertised, then the film itself is probably pretty good. You're not going to spend thousands of dollars on your bullshit backyard product, you know, if you know for a fact that it's just bullshit and you're just fucking around.
Right.
So you guys just like put out the advertisement on there, and then people just started hitting you up
started
with their
enter-
submissions.
Start submitting in, and you know, like he said, some of them were just not what we were looking for, and some of us just blew our expectations as to what we thought we were going to be able to represent.
Yeah, there's a big range. And then it got interesting. We started getting a lot of emails from Iran. Like somehow there's all these this Iranian film festival circuit, and they just saw what we were doing, and they're trying to bypass this network, which costs money, right? And so we actually have 4 different Iranian films in this,
Okay.
and a couple that we
That's
just
awesome.
turned away because it
Yeah.
didn't even fit. But it's just crazy how this Film Freeway networking process really just opened up a bunch of stuff, and now we're in connection with like real directors with real budgets, and it's wild.
Was there any other countries outside of America besides Iran where you got submissions from?
Oh yeah, we got
Canada.
Canada, Turkey, Ireland, England, Poland. I think that's about it.
Yep, the one from Canada is probably the highest budget one. Like, just to give a little spoiler, you could tell that when they're filming this, they do a scene outside where it's raining, and there's like a machine running the rain for them to film.
Real?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if
Wow,
you take a look at the
okay.
trailer, the part of like this lady screaming and crawling around outside in the rain is part of that scene, and yeah, that was all that, and it's super sick,
That's
super
pretty
sick.
awesome.
What night's that one playing?
Night one, I think.
Oh,
No, night 4.
Night four is a green
So
light.
it's
okay.
actually the very last film that we're playing.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
We're gonna end it with that film.
yeah, it's a banger. But there's bangers every night. Facts.
Night 1 opening is another
oh, my
one.
goodness. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Halloween
The Massacre on Halloween night.
That's fire. It's real fire. And one of the really cool things is the films that we're entering this year too. Obviously, they're not for any of the awards. That'd be kind of funny, but
Should be.
it's getting so sick. Like we've gotten green screen suits so we could have things float in the air. We've gotten crazy killer with this gore effects and just like blood looking just it's a really positive thing, man. So you get tickets, you're definitely gonna get your money's worth.
Yeah.
So you mentioned awards.
Yeah.
So the festival itself is an actual like an awards festival.
Yep, and everyone that
Okay.
entered, they paid to enter,
Okay.
and we're up for best kill, scariest, best director, and best acting. So those are the 4 categories.
Who gets to vote? Like the audience, or the directors?
More of like
or-
It's like a committee of like the Gangster Octopus crew.
right.
Okay, so you guys are gonna come together and
Yep.
okay, that's
Yep.
pretty dope.
Yep. So we were able to have that sort of thing, which also too is kind of a fun. The part of this that's fun is we're able to do things like this with our friends since we were kids and be able to kind of create things together. Up until now, it's been a positive deal.
That's pretty awesome.
Why are you the only one not wearing a black hat?
Oh man,
Ah, look at that.
because I got
So,
the best haircut.
I'll
here.
join the bald brother. Join the bald brotherhood.
Nice.
So I put this one on because the headphones don't go over the fedora.
It's
so.
just getting a little hot in here.
So I was gonna ask where exactly the idea for the Wicked Realm Film Festival came from.
That's like Chai's like lifelong obsession with Halloween and wanting to get a haunted house put together, and then us just working incredibly well together. And fucking, I really enjoy writing, and we've been filming stuff since we were kids. So that natural love of horror, plus really one of the things that really sold us on it, and it's totally financial, is that people like Halloween. It's a whole themed month where people are looking for things to do, and it
Spooky season.
yeah, and we've done comedy
Yes.
film festivals. We've done that. Not something we were doing annually, but we did a film festival once a year as a hobby, all the way
Okay.
for years. And this we're trying to brand. This is where I'm trying to turn into a convention next year and stuff like
That's
that. And
pretty
start
dope.
having some speakers.
That would be
and then
awesome.
eventually start putting together a haunted house and things like that. So it's the whole thing. It's a fun time. Getting scared is fun.
So I guess that brings
Can
me
be.
to my next question. Where did the love for horror films come from?
It's just really the love of filming, and I don't know about Mike. I don't think horror movies were ever Mike's favorite movie, right?
Nah.
And I love horror movies, but I'm more of an action guy. Like I want to film action movies, but I can't really do action movies safely right now. So
I mean, can anybody?
so
it's
we
kinda
can
rough.
pretend like the horror movies that we're doing are safe, which they're kind of not. But
Yeah, I never had an affinity for her. I really like my favorite, I guess, would be like a nice comedy horror, something that's because there's no inhibition in it. It's just super raunchy. Like you get someone's head just pops off, blood shoots out, and it's like a funny deal. But yeah, a lot of it is we enjoy the time of the year. It's a fun deal, and really filming a bunch of horror films and then marketing is much easier.
the process is what it is. The filming of a horror movie is more exciting than filming something more bland. I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus, then there's that whole other effect to it. It's like the effects, and then what can we trick of the camera, and I think part of our affinity of pro wrestling is to be able to show you one thing when something else might be happening. So
sure,
this is
for sure.
also sort of that. It's like a smoke and mirrors, except we get to use camera angles and we don't have to do it live. So it's a pretty cool thing. And what's really sick is when you put it together and then you look at it and you're like, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, I could imagine where you're filming things like every day where you're just seeing a scene, but it's just a scene that you're filming and you're acting and that, but you're trying to portray something and things are going on in the background that the audience doesn't see. But then when it gets edited all together, then you get the final project like you do, you're just like, wow, that's really what we did.
Oh, yeah.
We were able to do this. That's
And
kinda
music,
wild.
right? So any like when you record something like that, it looks like something. You could even watch it and be like, "That is weird." But then when you put some music in the background
Yep.
and then a couple sound effects, you're like, "Oh," you know what I mean? Because the viewing experience isn't just visual.
Yeah.
You know, it's auditorial. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
you don't even have to show something, but if it's a you know what that is. You can
Or
feel it.
just the classic noises, the cha cha cha. You hear that and you're
Yeah.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
that's
Just-
coming.
Yep.
Just sound in general. Have you ever gone online and watched clips of like the Marvel movies with no sound?
no
With
sound.
no
It's so
sound and the
weird.
green screen and the cables, and you're just like, what are these
Yeah.
people doing?
I want to bring that up that first draft is actually scary because you're just looking at it like, oh no, this is rough. It's gotten
Gotta
better
be.
now because we're just getting better at the process, but especially at first, some of those first drafts of what we did were just like, ooh, like
Yeah.
is this even gonna? But then just that tweaking of all the additional sounds and
Working
just
on it, pushing
tightening up
forward.
the editing. You know,
Yeah, one of the things that's really helped us is the pre-work. So we used to we spend more and more of our time working on it the day before we're filming, where we're going to the location, we're taking notes, we're coming up with what specific camera shot we want for each line and stuff like that. Now, where in the beginning we were a little bit more, let's give it a go. Here's the script. let's see what happens. Let's record it from different angles and shit and see if we can splice it together. But now by putting all that like pre-work into it, it's just up the quality and up to what we were able to do in a small amount of time when we're doing filming. When we do filming, it's like, I say small amount of time, but we get these fucking volunteers because they are, man, and I love them so much. But we do like 8-10 hours filming. Like, we filmed late as fuck. We filmed till 3 a.m. Like, you know what I mean? It's like everyone's dog ass tired, but like, fuck it, let's go. Let's just fucking do this. Let's just fucking do this. But
That's awesome.
the more we spend, like I say, the more we spend the pre-filming, the better off the filming is, and then the less weird it looks in the beginning. But until we add sound and music, we
It's
don't
just
know.
weird.
We
Whole
don't
thing-
know.
whole
We
thing's
don't
weird.
know.
It is weird how sound and music sets the tone for everything.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, that is what it is for just life in general, right? Any kind of movie, you could just add a different sound effect to something, and then it's a completely different scene.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that because someone was making a film and it had nothing to do with horror. And I'm like, hey, you got anything? Because he's just a buddy of mine that we've always networked with. And he sent me this, and I was like, you know, that it's like it doesn't fit into the Wicked realm. We can't play it to our audience and present it as like this is a horror. It's too happy, you know. And he didn't, you know, I didn't want to insult him by saying, could you change the movie? So I worded it, you know, delicately because artists don't want to be criticized, but he took it very well. Like, oh yeah, I could make a horror edit of it, and now he just did just that. And
He just changed the music.
yeah,
And all I did was change the music, and there wasn't a lot of
All it
words to
takes.
it, right? So he just flipped the music. It's scary toned now, and it was always quality. When we watched it, we liked it. If it was garbage and it wasn't scary, we'd be like, okay, well, stop that. But it was good. But like the audio was just like twinkle twinkle, you know what I mean, sort
Yeah.
of theme. And he changes something demonic, and it was like, oh, that
It's
does
that,
changes
it's
the whole
that
vibe.
power of perception kind of thing, because once you start giving that tone, then a person's perception just kind of gets into that, and they're like, oh, what's going to happen?
Yeah, you show that tone at a
Something-
little
something
kid, you're
creepy.
like, what's up with that kid?
Yeah.
yeah. There's these cool YouTube videos that are like remixed trailers. One of them is like Home Alone as a horror movie, and
That would be interesting.
the kid is like the villain, preying on these poor old senior citizens.
Yeah, I've seen things like that where they'll take like action films and they'll turn it around or take different scenes from the movie and make a trailer, and then they make it sound like a love story or something. And yeah, things like that. You could really do anything with just sound and editing. You can make something completely different.
Totally.
So I wanted to go back a little bit when you said you want to turn the Wicked Realm into like a convention at a spook house. Like what other ideas do you have to add on to it to make it bigger year by year?
Yeah, so next year the plan will be to have guests. We want some guests. We want some, different types of artists that are within the Wicked realm, and that's just like horror, sci-fi, oddity sort of theme, macabre. So some artists. We would like to get some eventually some actors that maybe you've seen before in some things, but you really don't know, sort of thing. Some B actors and stuff like that. Get them to speak. Some cool horror actors. You know what I mean? Some people from the past. Talk eventually getting into like the this person played Jason, this person played Michael, or you know what I mean, or Robert England, you know what I mean, and have those people potentially do talks. Definitely do like vending spots, like conventions, meet and greets and stuff like that. But also start getting them involved in these films that we're making, and then hiring a better, not a better level of actors. Our people have been really good, but a professional grade actors to start playing certain roles in some of these films we're creating, and then having them at the film festival themselves to be like as a promotional thing, stuff like that. And then anything that's in that world, convention with local vendors and stuff like we're doing now, but just beef that up. Some talks and stuff like that. Some Q&As would be fun with people who are in the industry. That
Now,
sort of thing.
if it grew, do you guys also think you would need like a bigger venue in the area to do it at? Or would the L
We're
still
like carnies at
suffice?
heart, I think. So we're like, we'll go from town to town.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but a venue
No, we
isn't going to
gotta.
stop us. We'll find another venue.
I mean, luckily, as long as they keep up on it, we got the arena downtown. I feel like that would make a nice venue if it ever got big enough.
Yeah, for me, we talk back and forth about having some sort of rolling venue where we could just take to a different town. You know what I mean? Like a giant inflatable, projector screen. And that way, some of these towns that don't get stuff like that, we just pop in for a night. Hey, check out the horror films.
I mean, if it is a horror film festival, you can go real old school, just buy like an old top circus thing that you find, make it look grungy and dirty, and just add some smoke and lights to it. That'll give a real.
Man, you're talking high class too. You're talking about a ceiling, bro. I wasn't even.
No,
I didn't even think I had walls in this
poles.
scenario, brother.
Poles. That's all you need, like 20-foot camping poles and some rope, and then you just get a circus top kind of thing. Make it look like it's real.
I like
out
that
there.
traveling idea, though. Like you said, people that, live in smaller towns that don't always want to travel 30, 45 minutes to the nearest town to go check something out. You go there on a Friday, and the whole town shows up to their little, like, fairgrounds or whatever they have, and you guys can just set it up and...
Yeah, and like there's and also too, like a lot of this stuff, I mean, the quality of stuff we got this year is overwhelming to me, so I can just assume next year is just going to be like on that pristine level that like you take it to a big city and just show it on repeat. Like, hey, $10 pop in, watch it, and then once you've seen the same movie twice, you've watched the whole damn thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I like the idea of not being confined to a place. Just go multiple places.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
We've talked about getting a possible in the future, like a little camper trailer or something, and having like a mobile podcast studio where we can travel to people and
It worked for Breaking
yourselves.
Bad. It'll work for us. You know what I mean? You gotta have the
It
mobile
did
trailer,
work for
brother.
them.
I think for you guys it'd be a little bit safer than Breaking Bad, but
Yeah, no cooking, no cooking in the trunk. I don't really have anything. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this. This will be dope, especially Friday the 13th.
it was fun last year.
Yeah, I got to ask you, there's a costume contest, so what are you going to wear?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to get on online and order myself a costume. I can't wear the green gorilla suit again.
Yeah,
I wore that last year. I gotta switch
that'd
it
be
up.
that'd be a 5-peat for you.
What is it?
Yeah.
You wore that
Zombie Harambe? What?
No, just a regular green gorilla suit. It's the same one I wore on Harambe Day when I went downtown and had some fun that day.
Jeez.
But yeah, I wore that last year, so I gotta find something else.
But yeah, we're trying to make it more of not just a film festival. It's a little party.
Mhm.
The Elsers, alcohol. We're going to have some food. Some of the vendors have food. There's
was
going to be crafts.
Just gonna ask you guys if you happen to have like a list of vendors with you that you could give a shout out to.
I
real
don't, but I can
quick.
start
Okay.
shouting out.
Yeah, shout them out.
Yeah, shout them out. A huge thanks to Bath Planet. They're our main sponsor.
Amen.
Yeah, amen to them. The Get SunMed, your CBD store up across the street from the mall. SB Can, she does home cleanings and window cleaning. She's dope and super affordable. You think you can have somebody help you out with some cleaning, you certainly can afford these services.
Hellfire Whiskey Co.
Hellfire Whiskey.
They were
Co.
there last year too,
They were
right?
there last year. She
Thought
kills
so.
it. Slays with some dope ass products.
She's the one you guys did the little film for like the commercial in the beginning last
Yep,
year.
yep,
Okay, I
that
thought so.
Murderware commercial.
Yep.
Yeah, that was super cool. Yep.
Rachel makes those murder dolls.
Oh yeah, so we got it's R&J Games or JNR Games. My apologies, guys. But they're cool people and they make murder dolls. So like Freddy Krueger, they got a Freddy Krueger doll. They got a Hellraiser doll. They got all the sort of murder franchise characters and all those different things. They got little dolls of them, and those are usually a huge hit. We're gonna have some confections.
Cupcakes.
We're gonna have cupcakes and cookies. There's gonna
Really
be
good ones.
sweets. You know, so when that
And our new vendor is Queen City Basement Designs. They just signed up today.
Okay.
That's
Yep.
what's up.
Yep.
These are all local businesses.
Yep, absolutely.
Friends
And I'm
of the
gonna-
trade, everything like
Yep.
that.
I'm gonna assume they do
Straight
like
on.
contracting on basements, maybe redoing basements.
No, they design T-shirts.
Ah, okay.
They got a T-shirt brand.
Do they do it out of a
they're gonna
basement?
Promote. It sounds like it.
Well,
I have yet
after,
to meet them, so we will
okay.
find out.
After we're done filming, if you got any links, social media links or website links or anything like that, you can give us. We'll put them in the description of the episode, and yeah, we'll give them shout outs and everything like that too.
Appreciate
Just
it.
sounds like a wicked good time, as corny as
So
that might
Hell
be.
yeah.
I did have one other question. How long did it take you guys to go through and watch all the films and decide which ones were going to get the awards?
The interesting thing about that is it went so much better than we ever could have imagined. That towards the end it got really difficult just because we can't have too much time. So we ended up.
We had to turn down great movies.
Yeah, it sucked.
We had to turn down movies that we were like, oh, but I like this one, just because there was like, you know,
That's
what I mean?
got to be
Just-
rough.
Yeah, but it was cool, and we watched it. It was cool because we steadily watched them all throughout the year. We've been getting entries since November, so it's been.
So it was like right after the film festival ended last year, you guys started getting.
yeah, we're gonna
entries.
yeah,
Okay.
and then it started ticking up, and we're going to be doing the same thing for next year. Is be accepting as soon as next month. Start setting up.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm definitely looking forward to being there on the 13th and catching the films. I'm sad I can't go every week this year. Last year, my work situation, I was working during the day, so I was able to go every week. Where now I'm working evenings. So
Dude, just lie to the audience. Tell them you're going to be there every week, bro.
Or lie to your lie to your boss.
Yeah,
That's
like,
easier.
So
you know?
the
I could
third-
easily call in and be like, "Oh, I'm sick. I need that paid time off."
the third Friday of the month, I'm gonna be at a wedding from like 4 to 6. I
You
might,
better hurry your ass
I-
over to the
I
L.
might be able
We're
to
not,
scoot
the movies
down.
don't start till 7:15.
Yeah,
so
I
there's
mi-
a good 45 minutes.
might be
of
able to
vending
scoot
and
down that
chilling
day,
and
too.
Whatever.
and it's the inside venue, right?
And I think-
Totally, yeah.
Because
So it's-
I've been there a couple of times, and they've got they got 3 stages there. Or
they
something?
do have 3 stages.
yeah.
We're going to be in the main room though.
Main.
So
You guys said Aliens, No Soliciting Aliens is the third night, right?
that's correct.
All right, yeah, that's the one. I'll be going to
No
the wedding in the
Soliciting
day.
Aliens?
Yeah,
It's
they're
like all alien.
Oh
films?
man,
Yeah,
it's the greatest thing we've ever made.
Yeah, so keep your eye out on Aliens. That shit is the best film we've ever created.
Is it?
And when we watch them all, that's what we say because hell yeah, this shit is everyone's on their A game.
Alright.
So we have
Now I'm really
we have an
interested.
alien with we used a Muppet. And it's straight up like a high quality Muppet. It was made in Spain. We got permission.
space
from
rock
we
looked
got
cool.
This permission from the dude to use him in a movie. So we got permission from the creator of the actual puppet because it's handmade, and it's super sick. And Angelina, my wife, she did the killer makeup, the gore and stuff like that is so sick. Everyone did a great job acting. Yeah, Aliens. You want to check that out? That's night 3. But
Yeah.
every night there's just fire. And we're super
It's
proud.
night
of
Well,
it.
hopefully I
six,
can
that's
get
gonna be the third week.
Yep,
Third
it's the
Friday of
20th.
October. Okay.
Hopefully I can get
Right.
there in time after the wedding to catch that because I did get to be small part of the filming. They were up at Harris Hill doing some filming, and I got to
That's cool.
see the process. It's cool watching
You'll make
these.
it in time, man, because it'll be the last film.
Okay,
Yep.
awesome. Yeah, it's cool watching these guys work, and then like being there, like helping out with the scene. Like last year, I got shot in the head in one of their films, and
That's
just
right.
watching them like do all the individual scenes and individual takes, and then watching it at the end when they've put it all together. It's a cool process to watch. These guys are awesome to watch work. Very creative. Glad we got to have you guys on and talk to you guys about the festival.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Hey, not a problem.
I'm
Any-
sure Adam's probably told you about what we plan on doing in the future, and like you said, or both of you or a lot of people just don't want to talk about politics and things like that. And it's not always going to be, but for me personally, that's one of my big things. And eventually, you know, they're kind of conversations that people have. And it's not what we're going to be dragged into particularly. It just like life, not everything is about the big things or politics. Not everything has to be serious all the time. And if it comes to like promoting local people and doing things to help our community and things like that, that's what I'm really about.
That's one of the
you
big
guys
things
got
I'm
this
on too.
awesome project going on. You've got big things going on. You've got these little these films, and like you said, you got directors that have names out there and they're trying to get recognition. Things like that, helping each other. Yeah, I'm all about that. And it sounds like you guys have a lot of passion for this, and that's really awesome.
It's just gonna keep growing, man.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Process,
excited.
Like y'all was saying.
I'm excited to see it keep growing.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
I'm excited to
Same-
see how
same
far
with
you guys
us.
can take it.
Like,
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
starting out at the bottom right now, and hopefully
This don't
in a
look like
year-
the bottom.
Yeah,
Huh?
I've seen the bottom, man.
Well,
They
you
don't
know,
have,
we-
like-
This feels like the bottom. This
can't
feels
see
like the
lights at
bottom
the
because
bottom.
we're
I'm
just
like,
starting.
all right, whose basement are we filming this in? This is nice, man.
oh, we
This
were
was the
appreciate
basement,
that.
we
but
were
that was a nice
originally
basement, you guys.
we were
Appreciate it.
originally going to
Tall
be
ceilings.
doing it just at Russ's apartment, and then Jesse ended up getting the new shop because he did have a shop over on what was that Miller Street.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was
Just out
real,
of a
and it
house
was
and-
real small, and we were meeting up there weekly, talking, kind of planning things, you know, getting budget around, and then all of a sudden,
Well,
a
honestly,
couple months
things
later,
just
this
kinda-
materialized.
Things just started falling into
Yeah,
place.
Jesse got the new shop; it had the spare room, and things just,
Yeah.
like you said, fell into
Or
place.
even
things started materializing.
Just to begin, because like I've been wanting to do some kind of filming, some kind of podcast, like just talking to people for a couple of years now. And then Erica came back to work with me, and like I started talking to her about it, and then she just, oh, Adam's been thinking about this too. And then right after that, we just started going. And it's only been like,
I think we started
5-6
talking
months
back
now.
in, it was either April or May. I think we
Yeah.
first met up.
hasn't been long, but we both had a passion for doing this. And, you know, like this really is the future, you know, internet and podcasts and things like that. This is the new town square. This is how people are going to start talking to everybody.
Isn't
so
it strange though?
might
Because
as well.
wasn't AM radio kind of like podcasts, and I feel like people didn't
And
listen
everybody
to it as
thought,
much.
oh, this will never take off. It'll never
Yeah.
work.
It's
Then
a
all the-
dying fad, see?
But
Yeah.
not anyone
Just
can
like-
do radio.
Then
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
just
you-
like in the 80s and the early 90s, oh, the internet's going to die. That's never going to catch on.
well, it's
But,
like all of
you
a
know,
sudden you put cameras on people and you can see their face while they're talking, and you can
Yeah.
watch them, and then everyone's all of a sudden more interested in it.
It is wild how quickly it blew up and how fast. Like, just think of Joe Rogan. Shit's wild. Like, he just started talking to people about the wildest things, and now he just, what is it, like
He gets all the
300?
ratings, man.
He does. He number one, but I mean, he gets the coolest people, and he has a lot of stuff to talk
He does get
about.
the coolest people.
He does. He's got a lot of wild people going on.
So usually his guests on the podcast are how I decide if I want to tune in or not, depending on who he's going to have.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
I listen to all of them really.
Not
I don't
not,
watch them like every night.
not that I
but,
dislike
like,
Joe. It's just I don't know. Sometimes it's hard for me to sit and watch a 3-hour, 4-hour podcast unless it's a topic I'm really into.
Yeah,
Delivering
for sure.
pizza helps, but I'm a music guy. I'm a mellophile, so I gotta have my music unless it's a very interesting podcast topic.
Oh, I feel I can't hear him dick around with Theo Vaughn too much. I enjoy
Yeah.
Theo's one of my favorites. But like him and just another comedian, they're just they're hilarious. They're cracking fucking jokes, but it's a lot of hours.
Yeah,
Podcasts can be long, man.
They can.
Conversations get fucking long as fuck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But hey, when you're getting paid, fucking, you got the time.
yeah, but things after like human attention span, it's not built for that. Like listening to somebody for 3 hours straight or 4 hours straight, that's too much.
Long
like an
form
hour-
conversation though captivates, man. It does
It
on a
can.
different level.
It can.
certainly fucking can.
But nowadays, it just seems like everybody they're in for that quick dopamine hit, and that's why like TikTok shorts and Facebook reels and things. They're so you'll sit there, and it's not
One
long
after
form,
the other.
but after you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and then all of a sudden, holy crap, it's been 6 hours. You know, it's kind of like that.
Although I can say, like, some of those shorts, it's been because of those where I've found like other like long form
Other
talks
good
that were
things,
really
yeah.
good talks
Yeah,
where it's like
that's
I
so-
saw a clip and then I was like, okay, I got to look up that whole podcast.
it's a double-edged sword.
If your whole
you know?
attention span is just short, though, I
Yeah,
dare say
it's
you're not
terrible.
very
the other thing I
depth-
don't the other thing I don't like about those shorts is it's so easy to take something out of context and put it into a short to where you have no idea what the context is behind what the person is
Yeah.
saying.
Most of it is just clickbaity stuff or quick gotchas and things like that. Sure, but if you can really sit there and somebody is saying something that's deep and impactful, then yeah, it can really open you up and be like, who was that? And then go look for them somewhere else.
But now it's on you because it's your personal algorithm. So
Yeah.
you know.
If you get a bunch of dumb shit, you're dumb shit.
All
Yeah.
I see are girls shaking their butts on here. I don't know what's going on.
I don't.
Why is all I
Like,
see these
like-
dumb Instagram models talking about, my car is gone?
I don't know
What?
when it started, but my algorithm has been just feeding me a ton of stuff recently about ancient Hinduism and like ancient.
Because we were
India
talking
and
about it. We were talking
It's
about
possible.
Hinduism.
It's
and
possible
then
my phone heard it, and now all of a sudden I'm just seeing all these things on
Your
YouTube.
phone
of-
hears everything.
oh, it
It
does.
does.
It does.
Which is wild that we accept that in our society
That's
right
acceptable because the phone's dope.
now.
He's got a point.
You can get
It
rid of your
is.
phone.
I mean, think about how it's made too, and we just accept the fact that
Yeah, you know
people
why?
are.
Well, it would be very hard to function in any sort of modern way without a phone.
now because I mean,
If you don't want a GPS, you can go buy a fucking
Yeah.
map.
but
Well, I
just
mean, even at Domino's
one day
now, they
you
have us
woke up
download
and
an
then
app that we use while we're on the clock. So,
But it just became like one day you woke up and then you needed a cell phone for everything. It's like you wanted to go get a job. They're like, okay, well, we need a phone number to reach you at. Well, all I have is a house phone. What? You don't got a cell phone? All right,
Yeah,
we're
you
gonna
fucking
we're gonna find the
stupid.
next
Get a
person.
cell phone, you fucking weirdo.
the
Yeah.
transition into smartphones was so strange.
It was
That-
very
well,
fast.
Well, I think I said on our first podcast episode, like I went to Iraq. 9 months later, come home and there's smartphones, and those weren't out before we went to Iraq. So it's like I saw one of those, and I'm like, what are you supposed to do with this thing? There's no buttons. How does it work? What happens if the screen breaks?
Mobile phones did become very popular very quick. I think it was so like everybody had like pagers. I remember people walking around with pagers in like the
Oh, yeah.
90s. But then as soon as Motorola came out with the Razr, all the rich kids got the Razr, and then just it took off.
So it was like a year or two ago. I saw a thing on Facebook. It was an advertisement from 1989 from Radio Shack, and everything in that advertisement was in my phone minus the printer.
Pretty soon.
GPS,
Or
music.
rather, the FBI
Well, it
agent
didn't have-
that's on the other side of your phone.
doesn't
to
have the
print it
CD
out.
player either, but I was kind of relating
You
the
can
CD
hook your
player
phone up
to
to a printer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could, yeah.
And then,
Well,
Can't
now
print
you can
from
just
it,
Bluetooth
though.
it to a printer.
Right,
So
That's actually how I printed off those
Yeah,
consent forms at my
it's-
mom's.
it's wild how fast technology goes, and we don't even really. We
Yeah, I
don't
just
realize
bought
it.
a Roku TV, and then it's installing and stuff, and I almost clicked this little box where it's like, hey, we're a smart TV, so can we watch everything else you're doing? I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I
Yeah.
got my computer hooked up, and
We got
my
everything.
Xbox, you know.
Don't
I'm
mind the little camera at the bottom and the microphone underneath.
like the
Don't
TV
worry.
wants to record me looking at dirty websites. What's going on?
They want to watch everything that we do.
Well, they are.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it. I think a lot of it is for advertising purposes.
is
Like
for
a lot of
yeah.
people think it's always something malicious, but it's like I think they're just trying to figure out ways to make more money on us. There's the thing on our phone. Each one of our phones has, I think it's called like an advertisement ID or advertising number or something. I'll have to do a little bit more digging into this and bring it up in another podcast episode. But basically, like your phone, the way it's being tracked, it knows what advertisements to push towards you
Yeah,
because
good.
of your advertising ID that's on your phone.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
it
there,
good. Yeah,
there's
right.
there's an IP address that's linked to your device and like your Wi-Fi and everything like
Honestly,
that. So once you sync, so how it used to be, but now it's so easy. Like if you get an Android smartphone, you sync it with Microsoft or Google. I mean, it just recycles all that old information that you've used for the last 15 years.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's
though,
why it's so easy just to be like, you buy a brand new phone. Oh, we've made it so easy for you now. All you have to do is log into your Microsoft account. It links it all. You have that same identification code, and it just does the same thing. Any past permissions you've given your old phone gives it to your new phone, then gives it to your next new device. So it's just that identification card just gets transferred onto every new device.
So some of that was kind of nice though in ordering some of the stuff for the podcast because some of it got
Yeah.
advertised to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I haven't
But
heard
it's
this
under the
company yet.
guise of it's under the
No, that's
guise
good
of
though,
convenience.
right? What do you want? You want commercials for tampons, or you want commercials for fucking a Thor hammer? You know,
I
what are you
think-
more into?
I think that's actually how I found these
For
Mayano
sure,
microphones.
but doesn't that kind of? Don't you think that pushes like impulsive buying and things like
Fuck
that.
that.
Very much
Yeah,
so.
who cares?
Very
Good.
much so. Because I've seen some things on advertisements. I'm like, you know what? I don't need that, but I kind of want it.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
is that's the whole point.
I
of
see
it,
a ton
right?
of stuff like, oh, I think I really want that sword. How much is that? I want that sword, but no, I can't buy that sword. When I could be learning about other things. Targeted advertisement. I
mind
mean,
control,
it is
man.
good, but under the guise of saying of ease of convenience, but then hide the fact of what they're actually doing. Like, hey, all you have to do is sign this box at the bottom, and then you do without, of course, not reading the 45 pages of what you're actually giving these people, just for a little bit of ease of access. I could live without.
No, you can't. 'cause
I
you
could.
don't.
I'll turn off my phone.
You'll turn it back.
Screw that thing.
You'll turn it
I'll
back
turn
on,
off
though.
my
You turn
phone.
it back on.
I will.
I'm just saying, we all got Facebooks, we all got social media accounts. that
Yeah.
We can, you know what I mean. It
But
is-
people 50 years ago didn't. They did just fine.
yeah, but they didn't though. And
Yeah,
they
but
were,
now
they
that
were
they-
massively no. Listen, before the internet, people were dumb as fuck. We were told like, oh, you could see the Great Wall of China from space. No, you can't. And no one could fact check you ever. No one could just Google your dumb ass.
Yeah, you
My
couldn't go
parents
to
taught me
Google-
all
Google
sorts
Earth.
of bullshit. that wasn't
They
true.
did, too.
Cracking
They
your
did.
knuckle is gonna cause you arthritis. It's like no, that's not even true.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar doesn't even give you energy. That's all bullshit. Look it up. It's fucking crazy. They've been like, they didn't know because no one's like, is that true? Oh no, you're fucking wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking wrong. So it's like,
Like, hold on. Where have you read that sugar doesn't give you energy? Because it breaks down into glucose into your bloodstream, which releases like carbohydrates.
okay. So we don't have to get into a scientific. All right. So you look. We could look that up and we could talk about that, and that's totally cool. But just a slew of generational things that we were told that was not able to be fact checked.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Simply because the
For sure, we were
misinformation,
all told
just fucking
bullshit by our
bullshit, and
parents
no one
because they
could
were
fucking
told
just
bullshit.
buy
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
And the
fucking-
thing is,
Yeah.
too, if they had Facebook 50 years ago, they would have been all over it. Because look at the older generation now, the people that were
But-
alive 50 years, or people in their 50s and 60s. I see them on Facebook just as bad as people in their young
Oh, yeah,
20s.
Yeah.
Facebook. Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
But as easier as it is now, that doesn't mean that humans have gotten smarter because there's still a lot of dumb people who will literally believe anything they see on the internet. So there's always this great example. It's a little cartoon. You might have seen it. Snakes have legs kinds of thing. Somebody will just see, oh, snakes have legs. Then they'll find a snake. It doesn't have legs. Oh, you're blocked. There are literally people out here that will believe the very first thing that they see on the internet.
Yeah, like birds aren't real.
Oh,
Yeah.
so y'all
So-
are those people that think birds are real?
So
Yeah.
there
Fuck
are
outta
those
here.
people like
Chai gets it.
you can lie on the internet, and with anonymity as it is today, I could be Bobby Joe 420 smokes a lot and tell you that the sky isn't actually blue, that it's yellow, but something about pollution is
Well-
causing the sky to be blue. And if you were like a 11, 12, 13-year-old kid, you might actually believe that. So
Since we're talking to directors,
humans are still pretty stupid. Not a lot of us have actually the brains to go out and be like, you know what? Let's find out if that's real.
Well, that's
So-
critical thinking skills.
And a lot
but
of people
I think,
don't got
I
it.
think that the access to like everyone's had a baseline degree of schooling, whether it just be even elementary school, that like generations before didn't even have a public school system. So there was motherfuckers that knew like 15 words and they recycled them same fucking 15 words their whole fucking lives. You know what I mean? And now there's a lot less because as a society we don't want people so incredibly stupid. So we at least throw them some education and writing skills. Not say everyone can write because they can't, but
But our education in America right now, it's failing pretty bad. So we might not
No
want
comment.
them. Yeah, right. We might not
We'll
want them.
get the
dumber,
political
but-
talk next time.
Right. My bad. The school's not political, but
no, I definitely
yeah.
got to agree
I
on
was
the
about
learning.
to get political for no reason.
I definitely got to agree on
School,
the learning
huh?
point.
no
Though.
comment.
Like I probably Google
Schools are
100
bad,
things a day
okay?
trying to find out
are
information. And just 20 years ago, you couldn't reach into your pocket when you wanted to know something and be like, "Oh, let me find out what the answer to this is," or "Let
to
me
go back to
understand this."
people used to tell us dumb shit. You're not gonna walk around with a calculator all day.
Bullshit.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Yes, I will. Huh?
Yeah, I was so mad because I found a calculator working. I'm like, oh, nice, I'm going to use a calculator. And it broke halfway through the equation. I threw that shit away and used my cell phone.
It is wild how fast times change for everything. So
Yeah, and it's only gonna get faster. I believe his name was either Steve or Ray Kurzweiler or something like that. This guy back in the 70s did some mathematical equation to predict where technology would be and like how quickly it would advance, and it was somewhere around the year, I think 2045 to 2048. Like the curve started going straight up.
yeah,
Curve's already doing that.
We're not going to be able to keep
Yeah.
up. Look at where we are with AI.
But once AI starts creating technology, that's where I feel like humans are going to be lost.
That's
Plug
one of the
me
things
into
I'm-
the Neuralink.
Yeah,
Plug me in
I'm off the table
already.
with Elon Musk with that, but I believe he is correct where
Plug me into
AI,
the Matrix.
yeah.
No comment.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about that one.
yeah,
I
I don't
love
want
AI.
to.
I feel like
I love AI.
I don't have enough information about how Neuralink could work and what it could be used for to make an informed decision on whether or not.
It's
you
to
know,
I
end
believe
paralysis. That's like
they've
their first,
see now that
their first goals are to end paralysis.
and
they've
that
done trial studies with rats, and they've been able to.
I'm pretty sure it got
to
FDA
sever
approval
spine
already, didn't
and
it?
then reconnect it with AI. So
I thought Neuralink already got its FDA approval to be
for
put in
human
the first
testing,
yep.
yeah, Elon is,
See,
is
something-
putting out waivers for people. to
Something
come
like
test
that,
it.
I think it's a great idea to help.
I will
a
test the
quadriplegic.
Neuralink. Give me a super brain. Plug me in, yo.
I don't know.
I want Windows 95.
Take me back to the Oregon Trail. Who knows? I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for it.
I don't know. I like to just try to stay open and interested in where the future is going to go, but you know,
You're not.
you can
Yeah,
be
it's
scared
going
of it
there
or
without
yeah,
us. So
it's going there. So you can either be excited about it or scared about it.
No, I'm going with it. I'm gonna try to collect everybody's data too and sell you all bullshit ads so I make money.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
I mean, you could just
I
ask.
mean,
You could just
you got-
ask ChatGPT to
you
write
got
you
the
a code
salesman
for
skills.
that, and it will. So
You got the salesman skills to do that already. So
I also have ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But I mean, pretty soon with AI generated everything, I mean, you won't even really have to film anything if you don't want to. You can just
what?
You can just ask the AI to CG generate it for you with quantum computing in the future. If you've seen any videos about the next generation of Unreal Engine, it's really difficult to tell if it's fake or not. It's really hard. Like it's it's tough. Like you're looking at a video and you're like, is that a real brick wall?
Oh yeah, I mean there's
Yeah, it's-
AI like avatars and stuff that like
Yeah.
do schooling, teaching, and stuff like that, and they're not real fucking people. So when you look at those people talking, it's like that person doesn't actually exist. That voice,
Have you
the
seen
next generation
seen
of
the AI
metaverse, the metaverse AI
the
that
influencers?
Zuckerberg's working for. That's creepy.
Have you seen the AI influencers yet?
Where they're using like the cat avatars and crap.
No. Like this looks like a real model, but it's completely AI. And like this,
no comment.
Yeah, this-
Getting weird.
Yeah, this
Getting
A-
weird.
Get into the weird stuff.
This AI. Has
I mean, that's a good
millions
idea
of
for
followers.
Every
another-
Friday in October.
That'll be a good idea for another film next year. AI takes over the world.
Oh, I feel like you could come up with a lot of ideas to throw AI into horror movies. There's
Oh yeah, you should watch The Wicked Realm 2 this year. There might be some sci-fi features that are right down that alley.
Sci-fi is my shit. I love
We
sci-fi.
have sci-fi every night. Sci-fi every night.
I'm a comedy horror guy.
Comedy horror every night.
Although my favorite still, and it's probably because it was the first ever horror movie I ever watched. I'm a Halloween guy. I love the Halloween films. I was gonna ask you guys, what are your favorite horror films?
Hereditary is my favorite.
Hereditary. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's a good
Okay.
one. Yeah, it felt real, felt raw.
I like the feast.
Wasn't that based on
films.
true events?
Seen the feast?
Okay.
They did Tinker, but no, it's not. But they
Okay.
made that intro that made it fucking seem like it, right? I
See-
thought so when I was
See,
a
that
kid.
goes right back to when we were kids and we
Kids,
didn't have
yeah,
the
it was
right
like,
information.
all they
People
had
are like,
to do
yeah,
was
it's
put a
based on a true
date
story.
in the beginning of a movie, and you're like, oh, this must be true.
Make it
Based
seem
on
like
a
it's
true
real
story
in the
that
beginning with the
happened a long
filming.
time ago.
Inspired on stuff.
Someone was like at school, like, "Oh, my dad said it was real," and then your whole life you're like, "Oh, I thought it was real." I was told. That's what everyone said.
I mean, that's kind of how it went.
The Blair
Blair Witch.
Witch.
Oh, my
Blair
dad
Witch.
said, and then you tell your friends, and then they all believe it. They tell their friends. Like, what was the rumor with what was his name? Manson, the singer. Marilyn
comment.
Manson. Yeah.
he could pull out one of his ribs so he could do some stuff.
that they removed his ribs so he could do that to himself, and it's like everybody believed that.
Yeah, and you know what? I got my ribs taken out, and it didn't help.
Oh man, you did all that for nothing, huh?
That's living in the fake news, man. It's bullshit.
It is.
Oh man.
That's wild.
Now I just got no posture.
But at the same time, who was it? I think one of the true ones was Ron Jeremy, and even Joe Rogan brought this up before that. Ron Jeremy could do that for himself. He did it, but he decided food was better than giving himself oral. So I mean,
Food's pretty good.
it is pretty good. So I mean, if you can get somebody else to do it, why not?
He's actually, this is a downer in the conversation. He's about to be a convicted rapist, so there's that.
Oh,
You
yeah,
didn't follow
yeah.
that story.
Oh, that was
I have
months
not.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was months
Who's
ago.
this?
He
Ron
Ron
Jeremy.
Jeremy. He was
He's a
accused
porn
by
star.
three or four women have come forward.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only know who he is because I stumbled
And
across
Russell
the
Brand
HBO
right now,
channels when I
too.
was a kid late at night. You know,
Dude, he wasn't in the HBO ones, man. He was in the
There was-
hard ones. He's the one
there
that
was
showed-
something on HBO that he was on talking one
Oh,
time.
gotcha.
That's where I learned him from.
Well, I know he's been on a bunch of shows like Howard Stern and things like that.
Okay,
but
I never really watched a lot of Howard Stern.
He was just one of those weird, because he's not even like an attractive man at all. It's weird how he became like the pinnacle of that genre.
He had the
So
proper
weird,
machinery.
I guess.
Gives people hope. Like, I look better than him.
No,
Look
that
at me,
dude-
I'm a fast slob and I can do whatever I want.
Oh man.
Overheated again, huh? Yeah, we're gonna have to pick up one of those cameras. Oh well, we'll get it.
That was positive stuff. Camera caught you on fire?
So no, that one camera there has just been overheating. So we're gonna see if we can figure that out soon. Luckily, we got the one over here with the wide
Yeah.
view. So with the wide
Oh.
view, we can still see you guys talking. So what do you say? Wrap it up.
Yeah, that seems
Call
pretty
it a
good.
day.
That's a wrap. Thanks
So,
for having us.
Again, just give your festival a shout out. You know, any kind of advertisements, anything like that.
It is the Wicked Realm Film Festival. Dose. Twice. Number 2. And it happens every Friday this October at the Owl in Horsetts, New York. We're going to have original films from around the world, local ones, horror, sci-fi, costume contests, and vendors. It's going to be a party.
All right. Well, it was a blast. I can't wait to go see it myself.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be fun.
I'm excited to check it out this year and see the different films.
For sure.
It was fun last year.
Well, thank you for joining us
We
for
really
Through
appreciate
the
you
Looking
guys
Glass
coming on.
podcast. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, share with your friends.
Don't forget to go like and subscribe to on YouTube. It's Gangster Octopus,
Yeah,
correct?
Gangster Octopus. Check us out, Gangster Octopus.
We'll
All
have
of
the
our
link.
stuff we do under Gangster Octopus, the Wicked Realm Film Festival.
We'll have those links in
too.
the description for everyone to click on.
Yep. Visit them online. Make sure to get your tickets and go see some awesome film festivals.
You guys want to give us a good creepy laugh for a sign off? See, I've had trouble deciding if I like the high pitched like clown laugh or like the deep one. Like sometimes that high pitched is like kind of creepy, you know?
That's a good one.
Damn, bro.
It's creepy.
I could have used that in
Yeah,
one of
we should have
commercials.
told us
Could have.
about that earlier.
Well, now you know.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, guys.
Cool.